Yay! All right. Hello, everybody. It is myself and comics with an indie interview for you today. We have Snakeback or Scott. Hi.
Hello. You're right. Cool.
Is it cold out there today?
Yeah, I don't live in London anymore. I live in Manchester, and Manchester's like freezing, and my place is freezing, and I'm trying to save money so the heating's not on at the minute. So, yeah.
Aw, that's why you're all like coated up and then have a scarf and have a beanie.
Yeah, pretty much. I did like an interview last week, and everyone literally comments on it. It's like, dude, where are you living? Are you living in the Arctic? I'm like, well, I'm saving my money for like January because January is going to be really cold. So,
Ooh. And that's usually weird because I think in the States it's winter, like around November, December.
hmm.
Mostly December is when it's the coldest, and
Oh,
then
really?
January is when it starts kind of lightening up a little bit.
Okay. No, it's always colder in January anywhere in England. It's always just freezing. It gets worse. And then about maybe March time, it gets a bit better, warmer. But no, yeah,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
that's all
But
right.
good for like saving bills and stuff.
Yeah, well, I started a new comic project, so I'm paying another artist to do another comic project. So, I need all the money I can get.
Yay! And speaking of comics, we have Grinding Against the Marrow. All
Yep.
right. And then Grinding Against the Marrow is about a homeless ex-junkie Muslim battles to escape the hostile streets of her small-minded town, but her savage aggressors don't know she got parkour-free running skill. New episodes drop the 7th of each month. You can get a full color copy of the first issue on Amazon, Comixology, and Drive Through Comic, which I do use Drive Through Comic because a lot of my friends go on there for their comics. Only is it pronounced like £1.79 or is it
Yeah.
1.79 pound?
Well, basically, what's happening is each issue I'm releasing, because it's being published by Markosia, which is like an independent UK publisher. But each issue that we're releasing is just digital, so you can just get it on, as I said, Amazon or Drive Through Comics. But then once all four, because it's a 4-issue miniseries, once all four are done, we're going to collect it in a graphic novel, and that will be digital, but also printed as well. So.
Ooh, nice. So, like, it is black and white. I did read. Actually, I think I pretty much caught up with the webtoon. Uh, but I enjoyed the black and white style that you have going on. And I believe you said you update every Sunday. There was supposed to be an update today, but it might be delayed.
Yeah, this issue is quite detailed. There's quite a lot in it in terms of lettering and in terms of the art. So me and my artist apologize. Might be like 1 or 2 days. It's every month on the 7th of every
Ah.
month. We update an episode, but this one it should be today. It might be a little bit later, just because there's like more pages in this one. So, and it's pretty epic what happens in this one. So, but it started out as a black and white sort of vertical scrolling comic that I released online for both webtoons, Tapas, Global Comics, and then we got published, and then my artist kind of did a page for me in color, and I was kind of like, well, I can't not do it in color now. So if you buy the comic, then actually it'll be in color. If you want to just view it for free, then it's on these digital platforms.
In black and white.
Black and white, yeah. Yeah.
So that's good to know. I forgot Comixology even existed, but I forgot they morphed with Amazon.
Yeah, so it's basically so you can basically buy it on Amazon. Basically, that's what I'm really saying.
All right, so I'll add those after this. I believe the ones I did add are Webtoon and Global Comics for now. So I'll add those to the description just so for more variety. And then I also have Tapas, so I can do Tapas too. I personally like Tapas a little bit more because they're
No.
just weird recommendations on there compared to webtoon. All right. So, what made you want to do this type of story? What was your idea?
I have a sort of I it began as a small kind of idea. It literally, it just got created over a weekend, really. Well, I didn't write the comic over. I didn't write the comic over a weekend. It took a lot longer than that. But the sort of idea germinated over a weekend, where I just thought, well, I need a bigger readership. So the idea was to create a web comic. And
Hmm.
then, just things spiraled, and then I got published, and so now it's going to be printed as well. But it's a good way to generate interest. I always want to give people stuff for free if I can. So black and white, I thought it was quite a good mix, and if people like it, then they can buy the color one. But they've got the story there in black and white, just to test read it if they want and see if they enjoy it and like it. And I just tried to marinate two of my favorite things. Two things that will take up my time a lot: parkour, because I end up watching a lot of parkour online, people jumping, running over stuff. Just think it looks
It's
really awesome.
fun.
Yeah, and then two, like, I'm interested in kind of homelessness, people living on the streets, and kind of like how people get into that situation. And yeah, I just sort of from there. I also read Rick remembers A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance,
Mhm.
and I don't know if you've read that, and in it, there's like no dialogue. There's like no dialogue. It's just panel to panel action. It just tells the story, and I was really inspired by that, because a lot of my other work is really wordy, quite verbose, and I want to just cut it down, no captions, just let the kind of pictures tell the story, and use kind of really minimal dialogue. That's a
Oh,
good
that
challenge.
makes a lot more sense when I
Mm.
was reading it. I'm like, there's a lot less dialogue than usual over here. But then I'm watching parkour, and I like parkour. I like watching it. So it's a win-win for me, dialogue or not. I'll read it. And then, so for homelessness, what made you be interested in wanting to research or like go into like homelessness stuff?
I just I've got friends who've been homeless. I've read quite a lot of books on it. Um, Once or twice, crazy nights, I've had to sleep on the street for a night, for an evening. I mean, that's obviously nothing
Mhm.
like being actually homeless ongoing, but I just found it kind of interesting. And like, it is a problem for people, and like people have this messed up kind of idea of homelessness. They think, it's and you're only like a couple of degrees away from being homeless yourself. If
Always.
so anyone can kind of be homeless. So I just find it interesting that where people come from and how they get into that situation. And just, yeah, I sort of started when I walk past people on the street now. I don't really like connecting with people. Like if people start asking me flyers and stuff, then I kind of just ignore them and like to just carry on with my music, because I'm in
Yeah.
my own I'm in my own space. I don't really like connecting. However, I also understand that if a homeless person asks me for money, it's the worst thing in the world to ignore them. So despite my uncomfortability, I always say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have any change, or maybe I'll give them some change, or say, oh, I'm sorry. But regardless, I'll never ignore them now, because I've read enough and seen enough that I know it's really horrible to be ignored, to be like the invisible person. So yeah, just I wanted to put a character in there that it's not normally it's a policeman, it's a cop, it's this, it's that.
Hmm.
I wanted to put someone there who's not normally represented, and then you know I like playing with characters, and I don't have any connections to none of my friends are Muslim or anything like that, but I just thought it'd be kind of interesting. And then I look kind of like did some research, looked at kind of different styles of headscarf, and I thought, oh, this would be really cool if I can make her kind of a ninja. So I'm like reinventing what being a Muslim is. She's kind of like a ninja, if anything, like a silent type Clint Eastwood ninja.
I love that. She is pretty awesome anytime she does any type of parkour. So I'm like, let's go. Oh, I love it so much.
but yeah, it's just about trying different things. Not doing the usual character stuff. I mean, I do as well. I've got soldiers in my writing as well, but like it was just interesting to try something different with this one and stretch myself a little bit. Yeah.
I'm glad you did, because I am like wondering what the heck the story's going to go next. This seems to be pretty, what's it called? Linear, straightforward.
Mm.
Like she has a goal, and her goal is to meet her friend
Hmm.
who is offering her a place to stay for a while,
Mm.
but then she gets stopped. Well,
Mm.
no, she stops herself from going because she sees something going on and
Yeah.
decides to step in,
Yeah.
which kind of like delays her into going to the place she needs to be, because she sees injustice. She sees these I guess they were like a biker gang in a way, or a tubby
Kind of
gang.
just so what we would call in the UK chavs. They're kind of like the underclass. They're kind of like just street kids messing around. They've got nothing else to do, so they enjoy lighting homeless people on fire, which is very horrible. But yeah, so she steps in.
I
But
agree, it is terrible.
yeah, but like you don't know yet, but as you'll understand later, she's Soma's pretty messed up as a human being as well. She's not doing. She has an absolute hatred for that town, absolute hatred for that town, and she's doing anything she can to try and escape it. But is she really, or is she just exacerbating situations and sort of picking fights with people? And we
So like a psychology. Oh my gosh, I can speak today. I just finished work. A psychology aspect of it, in a way.
Yeah, I mean, it comes from the idea germinated from. I used to come from a small, horrible, little, shitty town full of small-minded people, and like that idea of wanting to escape from them. Me and my friends, we just get drunk every weekend and bide our time to finally escape there. So a lot of that comes, a lot of the stuff in the story comes from that. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I modeled on my hometown. I gave my artist a lot of references from there.
Oh,
So yeah, yeah.
random dude. Hello, welcome back. It's been a while. And so, what made you think about the title "Grinding Against the Marrow"?
So it as well. Just to tell you as well a little bit more, like this one, I wanted to marry two different mediums together. So in my spare time, I'm a spoken word artist with poetry and things like that. So I go to a lot of open mics and things. So I do a lot of writing there, and I wanted to kind of marry the two together, like comics and poetry, which I don't think happens a lot. And one of the ideas was, because obviously it's going to be just this fast, no, barely any dialogue, no captions. How do we get into the character's mind and what she's thinking and things like that? And to do that, I thought it'd be really good to contrast all this fast-paced action with moments of just stillness, where she's just sitting trying to write poetry. And Soma is a poet, and she just loves writing, and she's really interested. And so you get a window into her soul, what's going on with her, what she's thinking about, hopes, dreams, things like that, her backstory. And so yeah, that's something that I wanted to put into the comic as well.
Oh, that's really nice. And her name is Soma. Is that
Yeah.
pronounced correctly?
Oh, and
Yay!
sorry, I didn't even answer your question. I got lost in it. And like it was just about wordplay and stuff like that, grinding against the marrow. Like it was just kind of a bit of a wordplay thing that I was messing with. And yeah, just came about. I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if the town was called Marrow? And I've got, and it's about her grinding against this town and trying to get away from it. And yeah, I thought it was an interesting title. Just playing with words, really. I enjoyed doing that.
I also thought it was interesting. I was thinking about bones.
Yeah, well, absolutely, and all those kind of like images are also involved there. Really, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and then she makes a friend, and then they're talking poetry together, and I like
Juniper, it's Juniper.
Juniper.
It's my panda girl. Yeah, I love Juniper. She's awesome.
Yes, she's so nice. And then, it's this whole story of, well, now that she tried to save a homeless person from being burned alive, she is now being chased by chavs. And then everywhere you turn, there seems to be a chav somewhere causing trouble or following. And then you have, what's his name? Daryl?
Yeah,
Daryl the
yeah,
creep.
yeah. They have a history together, and he's kind of he's kind of a douche. He doesn't mean to be, but he kind of is a douche, really. Um, you've just she's just kind of in enemy territory, really. The whole thing, she's trying to escape. I don't know if you've like seen it, but like what I really wanted as well was I was watching quite a few different films for this, and obviously Breaking Bad is amazing. The TV show is incredible. I also actually quite like the movie, not because it adds anything to the TV show, because the TV show by itself is great. But if the film was just a standalone film by itself, the scene work in the film is really interesting. So you've got Jesse trying to overcome all these obstacles. And it was a similar thing with Soma. Like a lot of the beginning of the book, I'm just trying to give her obstacles. So one person knocks her bag off and it falls down below, and she's got to try and grab the bag. But then another person comes along and is about to grab her, and then she's got to escape that, and just things like that. I just thought it'd be like good to just have obstacle after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, and make it kind of situational based.
Yes, I also loved that too. Every Daryl is a creep just for that name alone. JK LOL.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like I like when you see the scene, or see the panel, he is just a person in a car and he's smoking and he's like, "You want to ride?" And I'm like, "What the heck is this guy?" And then she's like, "Not now, Daryl." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, so she knows this person. Okay, less creepy, I guess." And then he's just trying to get her into his car, and I'm like, "Okay, you're being creepy now." Stop. And then she
He is
finally gets
actually
in, and
based.
I'm like, "Oh
I mean,
no."
he's not based on my friend. He's not based on a friend I had at high school. But it's just like the idea, like of the guy. Like I had a friend in high school. He wasn't a creep, and he wasn't like trying to get people's deals in his car or anything like that. But he used to run a Chinese run. He used to be a Chinese takeaway delivery driver. Okay,
Mm.
and like so like at high school and stuff, we'd finish school and we just drive around in his car and we play like Queens of the Stone Age. We just smoke a bit of weed, and like Daryl's kind of this guy Waggy that I used to know. He's basically him, only if he was kind of creepy. But he's that guy in the car, basically.
Oh, poor guy. I'm sorry you had to be a Daryl. And
Yeah.
so we find out that for, I guess, the leader of the gang, the leader of the Chavs, he has a sister. The sister ends up being Juniper, and
Mhm.
then she ends up being friends with Juniper, not realizing that that they are related, and she's like in enemy territory, literally in enemy territory. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you gotta leave right now. Oh my gosh. And then I think that for me, that's where it ends. I did like this the what's it called? There was a competition.
Mhm.
Um a guy was like, hey, you know, if you want to pass me, you're gonna have to pay. But he noticed that she was Muslim, but said that she had to pay specifically. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, kind of thing. I mean, we spend a lot of time down the skate park, and like there wasn't like people specifically like that. I thought it'd be a really funny pun to have him dressed because it's Halloween. So that's why everyone's in masks and stuff. It's Halloween, and then I thought it'd be really funny to actually have a guy dressed up as a troll. And there is a usually, in mythology, there's a troll toll as such. There's like,
You
in
gotta
order
pay
to
the
cross this
toll.
bridge, the troll's like, hey, give me some money. So I thought it'd be quite funny just to have a guy dressed up in a troll. But I remember I used to hang out, down the skate park with all my mates, and like we'd hang out, we'd chill, do whatever. But there was always these older guys that were just literally like everyone else was like, in their teens, and there'd be this one guy who's like 40 and he's still skating and he probably lives with his mom. And I just thought, wow, that's going in there. And so that's what that character is. He's just kind of a douche and just trying to inflate his ego, as it were.
Okay, good, because I was wondering if it was Halloween, and I'm like, are these costumes, or are we just okay with monsters just being all over the town, and it's just this type of story? But it was showing me literally like in the so every chapter has like a preview page where it says the title and the chapter name, and so it's full of pumpkins, it's full of witches hats, and for some reason I'm like, Halloween or Halloween themed town. Like I think of the Disney movie Halloween Town, where literally stuff that is usually for Halloween for one day over here, that's every day. We have skeletons who drive taxis. We have ogres and trolls who like go about their day and everything. Like that's normal.
No, you missed the beginning. On the first page,
Of course I
of
did.
the comic, it does say Halloween in the title.
I know it. I was like, I'm pretty sure I read Halloween
Yeah,
somewhere and I
there you
couldn't
go.
find it when I
That's
looked
fine.
for it.
But I mean, that would be kind of cool. There'd be like some kind of like "We're Not Here," that comic. We're not. What's that Matthew Rosenthal comic? We're not, and it's just a bunch of kids. Do you know the
I
one I'm
don't
talking about?
know. I
Okay,
actually
they all dress up in as well in Halloween costumes, but it's not Halloween there. It's like a post-apocalyptic thing. It's good. You should check it out.
yeah.
But no, this is just more realist. It's just a Halloween night that's going on. That's in the story. That's what's happening. Yeah.
Hooray, we found out. Hello, Dan.
Hello.
Hello. All right. So right now you have 10 chapters?
I got
Oh, webtoon?
11 episodes out now at the minute. The first comic is out, so you can buy that, and that's in color. The second one's coming out the 18th of December. And yeah, and sort of just so you understand about, and I guess sort of 11 episodes is sort of like halfway through the third comic. So still got a little bit left to go.
Awesome. I'm so excited. Hello. Oh my gosh, your profile
Well,
picture is actually really pretty. I'm going to call you May because I feel like LeMay would be wrong for some reason.
this is cool. People popping up to say hello.
I know, it's always adorable, and I'm like, "Oh, hi, how are you? Welcome, welcome. My name is Myself in Comics. I do indie interviews, like with cool people, like Snake over here, Snake slash Scott."
So I don't know, like if you know, because obviously it's America, but do you know a festival called Thought Bubble?
Yes.
Yeah. So I went and I sold my comics there, and second time I was there, and it's a really cool festival. I really enjoy being there, and there's a really good like vibe of people there, and I met Garth Ennis.
Oh my goodness! Oh,
and because I do spoken word, I came up to him and I just said, "You mean a lot. You mean so much." I grew up reading Hellblazer and Preacher, but I'm not going to try and tell you. I'm going to sell a poem to you about how much you mean to me. And so I recited a poem to him. He really enjoyed it, and I gave him some comics of mine, and he emailed me back and was like, "Oh, the comics are great, man. Keep it up." I was like, "Yes."
oh, yay! I have Garth Ennis's I have his Reptile Batman book, and I have another Garth Ennis book. I just have to remember which one it was. Oh, I feel like he may have done a parody of James Bond.
Yeah, he did. Jimmy's Bastards, I think.
Yeah, that's the one, Jimmy's Bastards. And I was like, was there a volume 2? Because I only had volume 1.
But there's some cool creators there. I saw Sai Spirio. I can't pronounce his name. Sai Spirio. He was there anyway as well, so I said hello to him. He's the guy
I
who
never pronounce it correctly, so I'm not going to try.
But yeah, I chatted to him. I saw him last year. It's just nice. You kind of see the same people again. So if you can, I would highly recommend coming over from the US and just and go in there. It's a really good festival. Obviously, it's not going to
Uh,
beat San Diego Comic Con, but
well, no, like any Comic-Con. Any
Mm,
Comic-Con is
mm, mm,
fun.
mm,
So
mm,
if I could go, I want
mm,
to go. I want to
mm,
travel. So, like I feel like this year and next year is probably really bad times to
mm,
start and travel, but I will try my best. I went to
mm,
Georgia and I went to a plane by my not by myself. I was with my
mm,
cousin.
mm.
But I traveled on a plane for the very first time. I
Wow.
was so scared. It was only 2 hours, and I was like, I'm not eating anything. I'm not drinking anything. I don't want to feel like dying on this plane. Ugh. Go travel B. I'm gonna try. Where is Snake from? He's from the UK. Right now he's in
Okay.
Manchester.
Yeah, Manchester. I was in London for like 17, 18 years. I got a bit sick of it. So yeah, I moved up to Manchester. So that's where I am now. But I've lived in Australia as well. That's a long plane ride. That is long.
Yes. And it's really hot over there.
Well, no, not where I
No?
was. So
Oh.
this is the thing. So if you go to the Sunshine Coast, you go to Sydney, yeah, it's going to be hot. But I was in Melbourne. Now Melbourne's awesome because it's hearty. It's kind of cool and hip. There's really nice people there, foodie culture there. But
Ooh.
it's like being in, I don't know, the north of America
Mm-hmm.
because it's south of the equator and it's south of the so that's the, so if it's the south of the equator, it's like the reverse. So it's freezing and it's always raining. So yeah.
And then I forgot, Dan, you were from
Hello,
London.
hello, yeah.
UKers, yee. Is it okay if I can like go through the first couple of episodes?
Yeah, sure. No, no, absolutely, totally.
Woo! Ah, I went too far. All right, yeah, we got 2 pages now. All right, I do love the titles of each episode. Yes. Okay. Why'd you take me out?
Oh my god, this one has the old cover. Yeah, that was like
This cover?
yeah, Mauro DeFalco. So he originally did the covers for it.
Wow.
Then his partner, who's also like a comic artist and stuff. Well, she's
Mm-hmm.
really interested in the comic, and she was like, "I'll do you a cover for free." And then she did the cover, which is now the proper cover. She did that cover, and I was like, "Oh, you've got to do all the covers for me." In fact, and Morrow was just happy to give it to her because he was like, "I can't do the covers on top of the interior art as well. It was a bit too stressful for him." So it was kind of perfect. It worked out.
Oh, nice. So it all worked out.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to log in.
Mm-hmm.
I try my best and it's never enough. I don't even remember my login. Sheesh. I barely go on here. I'm mostly on tapas. Tapas?
Yeah, but I find it really interesting. Like of the three apps of the three digital apps I use, like Tapas, Global Comics, and Webtoons, each comic I make and put on there, there's always one that is more popular on. So for this, Grinding Against the Marrow, it's more popular on Global Comics. But then I've got another series
Ooh.
called Monsters in Your Head, and it's really popular on Webtoons. And I don't understand why there's a division between them, but it's just weird how different projects people like different things on different platforms. Strange.
It's true. I tend to enjoy a lot of different ones.
Mm,
I try them out. It's fun. It's
mm,
fun. But I do realize that, for example, like Webtoon versus Tapas, I know that Webtoon is always going to be the most popular one.
mm,
Uh, I think it's because of the name,
mm,
but when you use like Webtoon against like Global Comics and Webtoon are both very well known.
mm,
And so people can go either or. I feel like people would go to Webtoon more, but Global Comics is like have always been vast. So maybe
mm.
Global Comics is more. Look at this cover. It's so nice.
It's
And
old now. There's not even. We've got a different cover for it now, a more sort of detailed one, actually. Ooh.
you were slacking. But you could also just do like new episode, boom, new cover.
Hmm. Well, I think I'm using that cover in the back anyway for letters section and stuff. So it's all
Ah.
sort of used.
Yeah, yeah, I should have known. Like, there's the witch's hat,
Mhm.
there's the pumpkins,
Mhm.
alcohol, a little gravestone right over here, probably fake blood. I get from
Mhm.
the town how the town is. I wouldn't be surprised if it's real blood. And then the episode one, the title is "It Always Begins at a Cold Coach Stop." How did you decide for all of the titles?
Yeah, just messing around once again. Just like, okay, I need to kind of sum up what these 5 pages are going to be about. Okay, I'll come up with a little, and it is once again feeding into kind of my poetry roots. Just coming up with kind of titles, kind of little synonyms, little names, little phrases, things like that. Yeah,
how
just that
how
kind of
long do you
thing.
think those take you? Like, usually a few days?
You know, I don't think I've put that much time into them. I'm kind of they're just kind of like little snappy things. I put a lot more time, I guess, into the main writing of it. But yeah, I mean, just I come up with something, in 1 or 2 days over the weekend, and then slap it on there. I mean,
Nice.
what one of the interesting things about doing a vertical scrolling webcomic, not only did I have to teach myself how to do Clip Studio Paint, I had to learn
Oh,
fresh. But when I was doing this, which is every month an episode, but then I was releasing another comic of mine called Monsters in Your Head, and that was an episode every week. And that is the way to learn a program. When you've got a deadline to put an episode on every weekend,
always.
it's
Yeah.
like you just learn how to you learn how a program works, in that time. So it's been quite good because you're not just stewing and thinking about stuff and procrastinating or taking too long. You just have to release stuff. You've got a deadline, you've got to release stuff. So
Right. Oh, hello, Michael.
well,
Welcome back. And then Random Dude Draws says, nice art, like
okay.
the solid shadows.
I'll tell my artist. Thank you. Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Dance's art is awesome. I just realized that's a Kirby profile picture. That's adorable. And then we have Blizzy. Hello,
Yay.
Blizzy. Welcome back. All right, let's scroll through. Where am I? This is the wrong page. Get out of here. Go to Global. I'm at Global Comics right now. And then, of course, you're the writer and the letterer. And then the artist is Mauro De Falco. Is he Italian?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And then
I
you
always
have,
I
yeah.
seem to meet sort of Italians or for comics, that is, or South Americans. A lot of my I've got another guy I'm working with at the minute, and he's South American as well. He's from Colombia, but like a lot of
Mm.
them are South American. I'm telling you, yeah, a lot of talent
Those
down
seem the most popular ones.
there.
I do love their art. Right. And then you have stuff that starts like this, like time runs fast, so you got to keep up, you got to keep moving. And then it shows you a preview of what's going to happen. See a guy with a skull mask, and then you see a little Cthulhu over here. Oh, I just realized it's a Scream
Yeah.
costume. I didn't see him the first time before. Oh, I love that. And there's a lot of, I believe, Halloween, like Halloween or thriller, like references. I think some of them were movies, like the Scream costume.
Yeah, I basically told like it's my comic, so I was like, right, I'm just gonna put in my favorite little things in there. I mean, Scream, I had to. I'm not the biggest fan of Scream, but then I was like, Cthulhu, definitely there's going to be a Cthulhu mask. Even later on, if you look really hard, there's a guy wearing a Donald Trump mask later.
Oh, later. Okay.
Yeah, I just thought I'd put it in as a joke.
I will say that this is a mature comic, so there will be stuff like cursing, even though it's like censored with the asterisks. There's cursing here. I believe there's blood, if I remember correctly.
There is a bit of blood. There is a bit of blood. Yes.
Yeah, a little bit of blood. I just like how thick these are for the lines and stuff because they're so big. And then we just have this. We have she's about to do the flip over a car, and then it just causes cars to go beep beep beep. You know, they're about to crash. Oh no, you gotta stop, right? And then we got V for Vendetta mask over here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And then is the one on the left a reference?
I can't even remember what.
Me neither.
Yeah, I can't even remember. There is a Donald Trump in there. There's a V Vendetta mask in there.
Making sure. I was wondering. I was like, "Is this the one?" I bet this is the one.
I literally gave my artist like a list of things that I was like, yeah, put them in where you want. Do it. Go for it. And like he just sprinkled them in occasionally. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, the C word. LOL. Yes, the C word. Hello, Black Phoenix.
But yeah, I thought it was a good opportunity as well. You know, if you don't, you want to check it out first and just see what it's about, then you can just view it for free online. And then if you want it, if you think the color version is cool, then you can just pay for the color version on Drive-Thru Comics or Amazon. So, you know, it's a win-win. You don't have to, but you can if you want. All good.
I agree. I have been liking the black and white so far. I just like the shadows and how they look. And then when I see in color, I'm like, frick, the colors are gonna be so good. And then I love how the text messages look on here. In the colored version, is it like blue and green, or is it like a different color?
White. It's sort of got a kind of realist look to it, so it's a lot of different colors. It's not really one main shade as such. It just changes throughout. Yeah, I should have sent you some pictures of that really as well.
No. I will when I finish the webtoon. Like I'll buy the graphic novel version.
But there is as well. What I did as well is I gave you on webtoons. There is like an episode like that's the first 10 pages in color, just to show you what it's like in color if you want to go out and purchase the color version, because why not?
Why not? All right. And it's only on the webtoon. It's not on Global Comics, right?
No, I think I posted it on just all of them as usual, like webtoons, Tapas, and Global Comics should be.
Ooh, let me see if I can find that. Because I saw it on webtoons. And then
it's the one that's like looks slightly different because it's got my publisher's logo on. Because
oh, that's right. So were you doing this comic and then you got contacted by a publisher, or did you get contacted by a publisher first?
So I was going to just release it online as a digital comic, and then as you usually do, I just sent the story out to various publishers. There's one other publisher that was kind of interested, but then they all went silent on me. I don't know what happened really there. But Markosia kind of got back to me, and so so I decided to they're letting me release it on the digital platforms, and then as soon as the comic comes out as a graphic novel, then I have to take everything off. So read it while you can. Here.
So how many episodes are you adding for the graphic novel?
So the graphic novel is going to consist of 4 issues of a comic, so 24 pages. So like 88 pages. 88 pages the graphic novel will be, because it's a 4-issue miniseries. I'm just logging onto my other computer because I don't even remember how many. I've got I don't know how many episodes that's going to be. I think I'm going to finish around about June-ish time. But let me just have a look for you.
21 more chapters?
Possibly.
Like 21 to 28 or something like that. Because if you're like, well, it's like 2 or 3 times it's going to be released every month.
No, I got it. So it's going to be 18 episodes in total, 18 chapters in
I
total.
was close. I was
Yeah,
close.
yeah. They'll finish in June 7th, and then the graphic novel will come out. I'll leave it on so people can catch up and read, for a month. But then I'm obligated to take it off because my publisher was like, "You need to take it off. Once we're releasing the graphic novel, you got to take it off." So try and keep up to date. Try and read it. I'll keep it on for as long as I can. But yeah, when the graphic novel gets released, I have to take it off, unfortunately. But
Right.
if you want to, just contact me. I can send it you. I can send you the episodes if you want. I don't mind.
Yeah. All right, and then this is the colored version. Oh, the colored version is so nice. I didn't even notice this word Halloween in the black and white version. I don't know how I missed that. And then you see his face is actually burned. He deserved it. I don't condone violence, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, the thing was so Morrow just did a page, like a couple of pages for me in color. He was like, "Hey, look, I can do it in color," and I was like, well, now you've done it in color. I can't not. It has to be done in color now." So I was like, "Okay,
Guess I'll pay you more."
yeah."
Go further into debt. As the true life of an artiste and a creator. And then over here, this is where they putting gasoline on the homeless people, trying to burn them up because they're weirdos. This comic is so good and so violent.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, yes. It's from my head, so it's relatively violent. But don't worry, I'm gonna do my family-friendly one at some point with just lots of animals, cuddly animals, maybe.
Ooh, maybe.
Maybe. But you know what I do like doing though? I do like putting animal. I'm a big animal guy. I'm a big animal fan, so I do like putting out animals in every single one of my comics. It's always good. This one's got foxes in it, so
Yes, I love the foxes. Yay! All right. And so for the people now coming in, would you like to describe your comic?
Yeah, sure. So it's sort of a gritty, realist kind of drama set on the street about a homeless ex-junkie Muslim trying to survive on the street and get out of her town. This town that's horrible. It's been a bane of her existence. But unfortunately, she meets some restless, savage little tearaways, like youngsters who are setting homeless people on fire. She comes up against corrupt cops, various aggressive people who live in the town, small-minded, racist people. But what all these people don't know is she has one skill that makes her really good at surviving this. She can do parkour, free running. So she runs rings around them. And
it's true. I've seen it.
And the action is kind of the panel-to-panel action. It's minimal dialogue, kind of no captions. It's just sort of, I want to tell a story via pictures and try it via the action. But then it's contrasted by the story slowing down. You have these moments where Soma's allowed to breathe and she's writing poetry. As I'm a spoken word artist, I do a lot of open mics. So I was trying to integrate two different mediums together, comics and poetry. So.
Yee. Teen Tearaways sounds like a good name for a comic book. Well, don't tell anybody your idea, Black Phoenix. Could have done it yourself. What are you doing? You had one job. I'm just kidding. You're great. All right. So it looks like we're going to end it here for today because I just came home. So I'm kind of hungry right now. So So the comic Grinding Against the Marrow, it is available for free to read on Global Comics and Webtoon, and is for tapas. I know you have the option to either pay or to read it for free. I think they use also coins like Webtoon does, if I remember correctly, or something like that. Do you remember? Is if it's free on tapas, or do you have to pay a little bit
free.
on tapas?
It's free.
Oh,
It's free.
It's free. So we have those, and then you can also purchase it for the colored version because free ones are black and white. The colored versions are on Amazon / Comixology because they had that merger, and Drive Through Comics, which is a website I actually very much, and I'll actually add those two onto the description when I add it on. So everything will be in the description. Check it out. Again, you have free, and then you have paid. You have the option for free, guys, and it's gonna only be there temporarily, and then somewhere in June, when it becomes a graphic novel, they are no longer going to be on there. So think wise, guys. Be wise. And then I hope you guys have a nice moonlight tonight,
Yeah.
or hey, or a nice daytime, and have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.